Hello and welcome along to the Kingspan Stadium here in Belfast as we have fourth round action in the Celtic Challenge as the unbeaten Wolfhounds host Brython Thunder. The Wolfhounds sitting top of the table, 3 wins from 3 in the competition so far and fresh off a bonus point win against Glasgow, eager to keep this momentum going. As for Brython Thunder, it's very much a contrast for them. They have yet to register a win in the competition and very much the underdogs today. I'm delighted to be joined on commentary by former Irish international Grace Davitt. Grace, should be an interesting one today. The Wolfhounds, they won't be taking Brython Thunder lightly because they do have good Welsh internationals in that side.
Yeah, there's some big ball carriers, you know, the likes of the captain Alex Callender and Sean Harry's made big impact in round 3 against Edinburgh and played some really nice rugby. You know, they love offloading back inside, and some big carries from Meg Webb, so keep an eye at her at 12 as well. So, you know, Wolfhounds need to not sit back on their laurels. They'll need to close them down in defence, making sure they don't get them offloads and really play in the right parts of the pitch as well.
And knowing Neil Alcorn, the coach, he'll want to go 4 from 4 and finish up the group stage at the very top. But he's given chances out there as well, the likes of Ava Ryder coming in there. But also there's centres, young centres, Leah Tarpey, Aoife Dalton, and plenty of other opportunities. But what have you liked about the Wolfhounds so far in this competition?
Yeah, as you say, there's been a mix of experience and youth coming through there. You know, we've seen the likes of Linda Jungang last round, and then Sophie Barrett in, you know, matching her, so they're learning off each other. I think the pack's been doing really well. They've done great once they've got into the 22 with the drive and maul. I thought that's been really successful, and they love like a good dynamic carries, a couple of dynamic carries, and then try to get to that edge. So hopefully we'll see more of that. Yeah, there's a bit of a swap in centres. We see Aoife Dalton moving from 13 to 12, and I think that's probably to kind of close down Meg Webb there at 12. So it'll be interesting to see how that change in combination goes.
And the Wolfhounds backline, they'll all be making things tick, but that'll come through Nikki Cohey coming in for the unfortunate Dana O'Brien, who picked up an injury. Nikki Cohey been there and done that, but she'll probably want to try and push her way in, maybe into the Six Nations squad if she can. But like, it's good to see her back out there and having a great AIL season.
Yeah, like Nikki, I played alongside Nikki, and you know, she's a great player, got great skill sets, and has been around for a lot of years now. And as you say, she's played at a high level, she's played Six Nations, you know, she's been involved as a contracted player, so she'll want to make her stay. Yes. And this is the interesting thing. There is a lot of injuries within this Wolfhound squad, but every injury is an opportunity for some new player. You know, we see the likes of Ava Ryder getting an opportunity because Ella Durkin is injured. So really exciting times for them, and hopefully, you know, they take their opportunities today.
Well, before we get underway, let's have a listen to what both coaches had to say in Neil Alcorn and Ashley Beck. Neil, 3 wins from 3. Must be a pretty happy camp for you.
Yeah, no, it is. Like, we're going well. There's been a lot of work on probably each week we're trying to strive for. So big thing is we've got to back it up again today. So for us, 3 wins are great, but it doesn't matter nothing. We've got to make sure we get another win today.
What's impressed you most about the wins? You know, you seem to be playing wide, but also good up front as well.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to make sure we kind of earn the right to get to the edge. It's a big thing we're kind of really drive at the moment. And then from us, we looked at our kind of score zone or green zone, and trying to be more efficient at that. So we've from the stats and stuff we've went through each week, we've now got better. So we're really trying to go after that again today.
Nikki Cohey is brought in for Dan O'Brien at 10. She's been there and done it, but what can she add to this backline?
She'll add a lot of experience, which is really good for us, and probably a bit more. Probably gives a bit of direction at time as well. They both have worked really well together actually in training. It's good competition, which is great to see, and we're hoping that Nikki does well today.
You've worked for a long time bringing the girls right up in international levels, one that may do that in the future, but Ava Ryder's getting in there at 15, but also other youngsters. How important is this competition for this?
I think that's a big thing we try to drive within both squads, within the Clovers and within the Wolfhounds, of having the experience but also having the young ones coming through. And we're trying to grow our NTS squads throughout it, and it's kind of working quite well at the moment. So we're a couple of players come through today, which hopefully get some game time from being involved in under 18s and 19s for the past couple of years, and it's great to see them getting an opportunity to play at this level.
What about lastly Brython Thunder? They haven't had the start they wanted, but they do have some good calibre in their Welsh internationals.
Oh, here, listen, we have not taken these guys lightly. We know they're going to come and they're going to make sure it's really hard for us. You know, the breakdown's going to be really feisty, so it's something that we were looking forward to the battle for, but we're not taking it lightly, not at all.
Yeah, all the best tonight.
Thank you very much.
Actually, not the start of the competition you would have wanted, but another opportunity for the girls here in Belfast.
Yeah, that's it, and it's more game time for some of these girls that haven't played a lot of rugby. The difference again in training from day one to even go into that Edinburgh game for that first 40 minutes. The girls have come on so much, and you know, it's another chance tonight just to showcase everything that we've been trying to bring along, but everything they've worked on and got better at.
I know you lost the game against Edinburgh, but for 60 minutes you were in front. What pleased you most about that day?
Just the energy and like the attack and kind of the want to move the ball. You know, it's tough if you're going up against a good Edinburgh team who played a lot of rugby and a lot together. It was, you know, for us to be moving the ball, scoring the tries that we were, putting them under pressure as much as we were in D. And it's just a shame there was just a couple of decisions in the end which probably run the wrong way for us. And yeah, Edinburgh just snuck it over.
Still have some big names out there, Sinead Harris, Wakely, Alex Calendar. Are you hoping those girls really step up tonight?
To be honest with you, like, they've stepped up every time they've played. It's just you can't judge them girls too much when Alex Calendar hasn't played since WXV. Sinead hasn't played for the first half of the season at all. Shauna's just come back, she's been playing a lot of sevens. You know, there's a list of girls I can go through who haven't had minutes going into this competition. So what this competition has done is given them like competition against other teams, but it's given them minutes in the bank to actually perform as well as they can. And that's it. And like, they've just got better week in, week out, which is all I can ask for as a coach.
Yeah, as you say, it's great for you. What about the Wolfhounds, 3 from 3, here to spoil the party?
Oh, well, that's it, isn't it? You don't turn up just to roll over and say, like, congratulations, you've won 3 from 3, do you want to make it 4? Like, we're coming over to try and spoil the party, and there's opportunity for us to do that. It's just, can we go out? And like Edinburgh done, they probably underestimated us a little bit in that first half, and if Wolfhounds do the same, hopefully we can put the same performance in and make this a real good night. Yeah,
and finally, what do you feel you have to get right the most to win tonight?
Probably just looking after that ball a little bit more, especially like probably going to that second half against Edinburgh. We coughed the ball up a little bit too easy, which resulted in them having easy field position. I feel like if we can control that side of the game, we've got enough talent in the group to create a lot of turnovers. But if we're constantly defending, you know, sooner or later the dam's going to break and teams end up scoring. So hopefully we can just put these under enough pressure, get a decent lead, and you know, it's a great night for it in a real great stadium. So fingers crossed we get those bits right.
Certainly is a good night. All the best tonight, Ashley.
Thank you, mate.
Well, interesting stuff there from both coaches. Let's have a quick look at the two teams then. First up, the Wolfhounds. Aoife Moore gets her chance in the front row with the injured Linda Dugan dropping out. Leinster's Molly Boyne continues to skipper the side from 7, and beside her 6 is a standout name in Irish international Grace Moore, who has been released from Saracens to play. Try scorer last time out and home favourite Brittany Hogan makes up the back row. Out behind, it's a new halfback combination with Erin McConnell and Nikki Coyhe, of course, we have mentioned this year, having a fine season. The centres are both Irish internationals, with Leah Tarpey at 12 and Aoife Dalton at outside centre, them switching up from the previous weeks. Katie Corrigan is on the right wing. She got a score against Glasgow. And there's a new fullback in town in Connacht's Ava Ryder. Grace, there you go. What do you like about it?
Yeah, it's just a mix of experience and youth, isn't it? You know, it'll be interesting to see how Erin McConnell gets on there, you know, the Wicklow scrum half, and then lining up against with the experienced Nikki Coyhe, who'll be able to pull the strings, able to say what she wants. And then I said, Aoife Dalton, always remembered of the Lynn Cantwell of old, you know, really aggressive in defence, gets up, makes huge hits, but elusive in attack and is able to use those fast feet of hers. Niamh Marley, great player to watch out for. Ulster, so strong, Armagh footballer, and she can really carry, so expect to see her off the side of a scrum.
Yeah, you talk about the wings there and Corrigan and Marley. Marley's a great story as well, but there's plenty of gas.
Oh, huge gas and huge aggression. And I mean, if you want go forward ball, you just need to get the ball into her hand. And I've no doubt that Nikki Coyhe has the skill set, whether it's a cross-field kick or hands, to get it out to the likes of Katie Corrigan and for Ava then to connect with them and work off their shoulder.
Well, what about the visitors? Brython Thunder. Standout names come in the back row with captain Alex Calendar and Sinead Harris. They have a fine total of 110 international caps combined. Elsewhere, another player with a lot of Welsh experience is Natalia John in the second row. She is alongside Test player Shona Wakely, who doesn't need an introduction. Great to see her back out playing the last couple of weeks. Sarah Ann Singleton gets the nod at scrum half, with Niamh Terry outside her at 10. Bristol's Megan Webb and Ellie Trumans form a rather interesting midfield for the Thunder. Laurie Williams is recalled and will be looking to attack if given the space. She will wear the 15 jersey. Calendar, Wakely, names Natalia John, Grace, but also Megan Webb. You know, she's only back fit really, or not getting too much game time at Bristol, and she's dangerous at inside centre.
Yeah, I've seen her hit some really hard lines in the round 3. You know, she was lucky not to get a couple of tries, so she's really powerful, really good timing off that. But when you look at that pack, you know, you think of maul time, you're going to see Natalie John involved in that line out, getting that ball, and, you know, Shona Wakely, huge carries off her. And, like, when you've the likes of Shonda Harry's breaking off the back of a breakdown, she's huge aggression. She needs to watch out, make sure she doesn't give away any silly penalties. We have seen that before when she's playing in the red jersey. But yeah, a really strong pack, and I really liked Singleton. She came on there last game against Edinburgh, and she's really sprightly. She's young. She's really exciting talent, and she'll be one to put pressure under Erin McConnell.
Yeah, you talk about Singleton there. Bit of Wales sevens, you know, coming in there, and she is sprightly, as you say, around the base, and a youngster, and really she'll be no holding back. She'll want to probe the corners, but also through the middle.
Yeah, and they love taking the quick tap penalties, and they all will do it. So, you know, this Wolfhounds team can't switch off for a second. You know, as you say, that sevens experience. Niamh Terry loves doing it as well, and you know, they will jump on any opportunities they have. And yeah, so it's going to be really exciting, really good matchups here today. You know, you see Tromans there at 13. She's been brilliant as well, and she scored a great try against Edinburgh. So it's great. Like, it's a great day for rugby. You know, it's nice and dry, conditions are good, and we expect to see good high level.
And yes, it is a couple of months away in the Six Nations, but you know, these are the last couple of games, and Scott Beeman will be watching in, tuning in to see who's putting their hand up.
Yeah, exactly. As I said, huge opportunities for players. We see the likes of Emer Corrie getting in, you know, today because of an injury for Keelan Brady. So she's going, right, I want to be in here. I want to show my opportunity. So when she goes up on that line out, or when she gets an opportunity in a carry, she'll be wanting to prove her point. And all those players out there, as you say, want to put their hand up. And that's brilliant, because the more competition we have within Ireland, playing these high-level games, then that's going to drive the standard of Ireland, and that's what we want to see.
Well, as we await the players, the pitch looks as pristine as ever. Also, it's pretty dry out there, so we are hoping for plenty of scores, but also plenty of attacking intent, Grace.
Yeah, huge physicality, and I think that's something both teams can't do. Wolfhounds need to make sure they are connected. As I said, Brython Thunder love that inside pop pass, so they need to make sure they keep hunting on that inside, keep connected with the fence, get up off the line, close them down early, because if you give them a bit of momentum at all, they'll take it. And I'd like to see Wolfhounds take more opportunities when they get the turnover ball. We've seen round 3, they got turnovers, and sometimes they kicked it away needlessly. You know, when you get that turnover, you know, you want to starve your opposition of ball time. So just keep that ball in hand. And when you make a line break, let's use that momentum. We've seen in round 3, the Wolfhounds actually slowed it down, let the defence set. So I'd love to see that speed and momentum, especially at turnover.
I suppose the whole aim of this competition, you know, to go from under 18s to under 20s to the international stage, and you know, Sarah Delaney did that. She's only 19, but got her cap in WXV, and that's what this competition is all about.
Yeah, you know, the whole point of this is, yes, we have AIL. You know, the AIL hasn't been the standard that maybe people wanted. We've seen a lot of our Irish players move over to the Premiership. You know, this is now another opportunity to keep Irish players here. As you say, they're under 18, then you've an under 23 training sessions, and then you have now, like, this next step, a half a level now before international. So it's given more reason to stay in Ireland, you know, develop those clubs, and then go straight into these Wolfhounds and Clovers teams.
Well, here we go. Alex Callender smiling away as she leads Brython Thunder out there. Just 23. Ready to get over 30 caps for her country. A real class act, and she'll want to be a menace at the breakdown. And also carrying ball and getting Brython Thunder on the front foot. Referee today, Andrew Muntz, Ulster referee. Teacher at Ballymena Academy. Here come the hosts in the Wolfhounds. Molly Boyne, another big moment for her in the head guard. Leading her troops out onto the Kingspan paddock in this evening sky, which is a good one for rugby in this final match of round 4 in the Celtic Challenge. will be Amy Williams to get things underway. Williams, number one of these attacking bracks for the visitors, under the age of 25. As a few admin issues are sorted, we have a ball and we're ready to go in Belfast. Brython Thunder get us up and running. Good take straight away from the Wolfhounds as they have a chance to play their cards. McConnell looking to pick up the tempo right from the off as they attack the short side. Niamh Marley getting an early touch. And the former captain, I should say, in Hannah O'Connor. Captained the first couple of games in those victories. That's a great kick, and that's territory. And real smart work from the Wolfhounds.
Yeah, the Wolfhounds working the blind side there. It was a great take from Nicky Catty off the kickoff. I was delighted to see that not bounce. And then to work the blind side again, as I said, get the ball into Niamh Marley's hand. And real accurate kick there to get the touch, the bounce before going into touch.
31-year-old Caughey, born here in Belfast and went to school up the road in Grosvenor. So very familiar with these parts. She's doing a bit of defending. Natalia John looks to crack the Wolfhounds defence early on, but nothing happening so far. What can Terry do? Getting more time in the saddle at first receiver. Normally a fullback is Niamh Terry. Good pressure from the Wolfhounds, and the Ballymena man and referee gives a scrum. A good round of applause from the supporters here at the Kingspan.
It was a good line out from Brython Thunder, you know, straight up, got the ball, moved it into the centre of the field, and you could see then they were probing to go back blind, the likes of Shauna Harris and you say Natalie John, really wanting to take that hold, the Wolfhounds in, but they read it really well, the likes of Emer Curry getting up really fast there on that open side to put pressure and force the error.
First put in for Erin McConnell. Of course, her mother was an international. Cara played against Wales in 1998 for Ireland. Also played for Blackrock College. Proud mother watching her daughter do the business in this Celtic challenge. Captain, of course, of Wicklow. Captained the club to All-Ireland Conference and Shield titles last season, and involved with the wider Leinster squad. Of course, won that Inter-Pros last summer. Good scrum. Brittany Hogan decides to take no prisoners and go herself. McConnell back in, and Caughey. Probably not her best. You can see what she was trying to do, but Laurie Williams had it well marshalled and called the mark.
Yeah, it was the right idea. I think there was space in behind. The Thunder's defence was really well set up, and you know, it was just really well covered by Williams.
So attacking ball. Ava Ryder. Another one, he also had a very good Inter-Pros last year for Connacht. Bouncing ball, could be tricky. McConnell. Here is the Saracen in Grace Moore. Wolfhounds looking to attack the space. Scragging on to the tackle as Trumans. Great position to attack from Caughey. Nice and flat, goes in behind. First one-on-one for Leah Tarpey. But that's a big win for Brython Thunder at the breakdown. Shona Wakely, she's been about the block, and meat and drink for her over the ball with a good steal.
Yeah, she was in previously in one of the previous rucks there, slowing the ball down, didn't quite get her hands on it, and I was just hoping that ruck was going to be resourced, but Shona Wakely just seen the lack of numbers there and got straight in over the ball, so really good defence from them on the edges. I think Wolfhounds just need a bit more depth from the likes of Ava Ryder coming around on that attacking back line. But really good play from Thunders, and they have a good platform now to play off this short line out and hopefully attack up the middle.
Wakely from Bridgend, 45 caps for her country. Made her name really as a youngster in 2010 World Cup. Played on and off for the Welsh team for the last 10 years or so. Then decided to try something different, and now she's back playing. Great to see her out there. But her team have given away a penalty. A bit of breathing space for Wolfhounds.
It's an easy out for Wolfhounds there, just over eager, clearing out beyond the ruck and taking the player out.
Cohey uses the right boot as a great weapon. Over 70 points in the AIL in a couple of months rugby for Railway Union. Here's one of the youngsters in Sarah Delaney. Hannah O'Connor just can't quite hold of that. Here's O'Connor's opposite number, and Wakely to Singleton. On that trail line was Sarah Ann Singleton. They now need a scrum half. Chloe Thomas Bradley with that 25 jersey instead of 1, so look out for that. And just when you thought Brython Thunder had another opportunity to go wide, another wee mistake just comes in. So both teams just settling themselves, but there's a few mistakes in there, Grace.
Yeah, it looked like a really good line out, whether it was just slightly time, and Hannah O'Connor was at full stretch and she just didn't manage to grasp it and went over. But really great reactions from Shauna Harries to get that ball, move it away from the point of contact and make that break up the centre using Shauna Wakely. We've seen her huge carry, and as I said, that pop back in sign, Singleton's going to be on everyone's shoulder today, so they'll be disappointed with the error in the breakdown. They just need to look after that ball a bit better.
Andrew Munt's not wasting any time, and neither is Hogan. Steps off the left. Good physicality from the number 8. O'Connor decided against the carry. Pass a wee bit too far out in front, and she apologises. Putting the pressure on themselves at the moment. Neil Alcorn won't be too happy with the first 7 minutes, I would suggest, up in the coaching box.
Yeah, just need to settle themselves, get a bit of depth on, run hard at it. So it's just getting that timing. But really good reactions from the free kick. We've seen the Rosie Carr in round 3 did suffer a bit at the scrum time. There was a lot of scrum penalties, and she ended up getting a yellow card as well. So it's going to be interesting to see what sort of game it is here. But what you need is Wolfhounds getting up off this line, closing them down, and not giving Brython Thunders too much ball.
Cardiff Met Singleton with the feed in her pack. Win a penalty. Straight away, the shrewd blast of the whistle. Good win there from Chloe Thomas Bradley and Rosie Carr and Caddy Lose Davies.
I cursed myself there, didn't I, Stu, by saying it was the other way round. So really good by Thunder there. You know, they're working their way up the pitch, whether it's be by penalty or knock on, or, you know, really forcing the Wolfhounds back. So Wolfhounds just need a knuckle now, you know, work on this defence, put pressure in this line out, and try and push Thunder out of their 22.
Carr played plenty of rugby at Pontyclun Falcons. Hits her skipper, Singleton. And they go off the top. Wakely, she's making more and more strides early on in this game at the Kingspan. Here she is once more. Will she play scrum half? She decides for it. Hannah O'Connor with the abrasive tackle, and then Grace Moore. I think that was, what a steal. Straight in, absolute menace. And then it's 6 on 6, hammer and tong. One turnover to the other. Good counter from Brython. Rosie Carr in tight, in close quarters. Then Brittany Hogan with the celebration. How many turnovers in that phase of play?
Yeah, it was unbelievable. We've just seen Niamh Terry get stuck for a decision. The ball was kind of given to her. There was no real structure left. She goes blind, and it was a 2v4, and really good eyes for Grace Moore to get in there and get the rob. We'll be disappointed with the rob back, but they got the penalty. Brittany Hogan, we know how abrasive she is around that breakdown area, so Wolfhounds need to just settle themselves now, keep a hold of this ball and get through a couple of phases.
Grace Moore, a big part of the last couple of Six Nations campaign over the previous years for Ireland. Scrappy on the floor, giving McConnell no option but just to protect the pill. Cohy very close to her passer. Somehow he got it away, but not out of play. Amy Williams trying to open up the wings. Terry wants it quickly. Does find grass. Cohy looks rather relaxed. Scrambling on the floor, and Brython Thunder, more hands in there. Very close to another turnover. Through the heart goes Emer Corrie. Cohy with the skip ball. There is space to attack. Hogan with the fend. Wolfhounds looking to get something going. They've had enough messing around. Hannah O'Connor, very direct. There is space in the wider channels. It's just getting there accurately.
Yeah, it worked out well for them, but it was probably a phase too late. But you can see Nikki Cahy looking for that ball. They picked and went around the ruck, but luckily for the Wolfhounds, the space was still there. And beautiful accuracy in the pass from Nikki Cahy to get that skip to Niamh Marley, and of course keeping the ball alive and getting it to Brittany Hogan. So really good platform for them. Bit messy at the line out. We need Hannah O'Connor to get up early, come meet that ball and secure it.
Good grab from Hannah O'Connor, just plucked with the paw. Hogan, always looking to beat the first tackler. We'll have a free play here. It will be a scrum advantage. McConnell, crisp passing. Good strength again. Tarpey, good ballast there. Here comes the prop in Moore. Tried and tested. Cahy. The accuracy looks pretty good to me. Is the bounce in her team's favour? So unlucky. 100% commitment, and Hannah O'Connor will be denied. But the radar from Nikki Cahy, spotting the winger up flat.
Yeah, it's just great skills, isn't it? Niamh knows there. She's like, all it takes is that ball to bounce up. The edge is getting a bit narrow over on that right-hand side. Hing just getting a bit narrow and coming up flat, and Nikki Cahy picking out the space. So really good play from the Wolfhounds, but great scramble defence from Thunder to cover across. And now the ball is theirs in 22, so they'll want to clear their lines here.
Brython Thunder with just 1 point to their name in that league table. We're leading against Edinburgh 460 minutes a couple of weeks ago with the Parky Scarlets. But just ran out of steam. Back with the Wolfhounds as the gears are revved up. McConnell wants it quicker. Now she finds it. Barrett. See what she was trying to do, but the execution just fell by the wayside. No one wants to keep the ball when they're inside their 22s attacking. Calendar getting her team out of trouble. Again, the right peg is used. Cahy. Gave the dummy. O'Connor looking to work through the heart of the Brython Thunder defensive line. The pink boots can't miss her in Grace Moore. Boyne trying to lead by example. That's better from Barrett. And then Hogan out the back door. That's sublime. Just short now, but the second bite, you can't do that. Aoife Dalton. She was held and the referee got it spot on.
Yeah, spot on there. She would have been better just replaying it, setting it back on a platter for the forwards to come running onto it. But what a great bit of play. You know, getting that offload. We see Sophie Barrett getting the offload, breaking out the outside by Brittany Hogan. What great carry she's had already today. You know, that big handoff comes and she frees it up, and Aoife Dalton working off the shoulder. Obviously, Aoife a bit closer to the action now, playing at 12 today. So I think Wolfhounds are dealing well with the clearance kicks. They're able to reorganise themselves and counter-attack. But I thought Hing did really well there. I think if a couple of phases ago, if Nikki Cahy had got that pass away to the edges, Thunder would have been in trouble, but actually Hing just came up in, took player and ball, killed the momentum, and it was really good from them.
Just on Brittany Hogan there, she obviously played sevens in the past and worked her way up, you know, from a couple of teams, Cook, Railway and now Belvedere. But she doesn't seem to be afraid to try things, you know. Would that be encouraged in the training paddock, or has she always been like that, Grace?
You know, I've played with her, I've played against her, I'd rather with her. You know, she is just from a very young age, she came into the system. She played AIL, you know, when she was 18, and she's just been around the block now and constantly grown and developed. Obviously on the 7 circuit as well, you know, she has that engine. You know, when you're on the 7s, you do a lot more rucking, a lot more individual tackling. And I think anytime she gets an opportunity on the ball, she just takes it. And she has this real drive. You know, they have a great family, great support network. And it's just great to see her get the ball in her hand and playing.
Interesting tactics. Trying to go for the tap and go. Or Brython Thunder. Maybe Ashley Beck has encouraged that to play. There also is a bit of a strong wind going against them. Terry. It's a bit risky here, so the skills have to be good. And now they decide to pull the trigger. And the ricochet just goes into touch from the right boot of Amy Williams. So they do make 40 or 50 metres in the exit in the end.
Yeah, I think Niamh Terry is struggling with the distance there to clear our lines. As you say, wind is blowing into that left-hand corner. But I think Wolfhounds can use that to their advantage. They can push up really hard, just leave one winger back, the likes of Katie Corrigan there, and put them even under more pressure in that front line.
Looking to attack off first phase. Dalton pulls it back. One side's thought about the intercept. Still with the Wolfhounds. McConnell, Cahy with the flat ball. Aoife Dalton just backpedaling, but they'll have another chance on a penalty.
Yeah, great play. You know, you can see what they're trying to do. It is high risk, high reward. Nikki Cahy just hitting that really flat pass. You know, might take that the Wolfhounds just be slightly deeper or get it through the hands rather than the big skip wide pass. But great play from them.
Just about stays in play, as there's a bit of a face-off between two players. And now they do go to ground in Caddy Lowe Davies. Her teammate and close Tommy Bradley. Again, just ill discipline from the Wolfhounds, creeping too close and hardly having a breath here as Brython Thunder tap and go once more. Look to recycle quickly. Terry does have runners in Rosie Carr. Again, probably not the greatest option. And it's cost our team. Good strength on the ground. Wolfhounds looking for the first try of the evening. And they may well just get it. But again, it's just gone forward. Referee eagle-eyed down there. Not sure about the exit strategy from Brython Thunder.
No, they are really struggling with that win now and that distance in the kick. You know, Katie Corrigan did great there to regain that and actually to stop Brython Thunder rob the ball. She kept it alive, and then just disappointing for the Wolfhounds. As I said before the game, their success rate in the 22 isn't great. It's something that they really want to improve on. So they'll be disappointed here, but they'll want to attack straight away off this kick. And I cursed them again.
Emer Corrie just got a hand to that.
It's something I'd love to see players do more. You know, we see players stand 2 meters off the sideline. You don't know how far you can run then. What I love is seeing players start on the line, know that they're out of field, and then they can run into it and actually judge the play better.
Good competing at the line out. But Thomas Bradley weaves her way to the back of it with the ball. Terry scoops it on. Then the intercept comes. Not the greatest distribution from Meg Webb. Hannah O'Connor with a strong drive. Hands all over the floor there. No one seems to protect it on the floor.
Yeah, we need the Wolfhounds just need to be a bit more resourced at the ruck on the edges. We've seen there a while back the ball went wide and they nearly lost it, and we can see the same there. They just need to get tighter for the support players. We see Grace Moore on the ground there and huge pressure being put on them. So an extra person to work around that corner, get in there, secure the ball, and for Erin O'Connell then to get that ball away nice and quick before the likes of Alex Callender can get in and disrupt.
I think Andrew Muntz has had enough there, saying to both skippers, who are of course open side flankers. Molly Boyne, Alex Callender, he wants to clear things up. As it all is just a wee bit scrappy in the opening quarter. Wolfhounds, of course, starting the competition, coming back against the Clovers. A bit of an Irish derby. And then putting Edinburgh to the sword, followed by their Scottish counterparts in Glasgow. 2 bonus points victories and then 1 4-pointer. And here they are once more. And they're flying up defensively and causing problems.
Yeah, you see when you can't, they know obviously Brython Thunder can't exit now. They're struggling with that win. So we see the likes of Aoife Dalton coming up, putting Meg Webb under huge pressure. And we seen it earlier there, Niamh Marley coming up and getting the intercept because just closing off them outside edges. We've seen 4 up there. So really good play for the Wolfhounds just to be aware where they are and what options Thunder team has.
Scrum penalty. Molly Boyne says to the referee, I think she wants take 2. So they obviously fancy themselves in there. And why wouldn't you, I suppose, when they've got a good backline, they'll be looking to exploit space.
Yeah, it's about sucking them in, you know, keeping those 8 players in nice and tight creates a lot more space for the backs to really attack. So, and if not, they'd be fighting for another scrum penalty, get that good dominant carry by the likes of Brittany Hogan and maybe Niamh Dalton working off her shoulder.
Wicklows McConnell feeds. Scrum under a wee bit of pressure, but Hogan picks and goes herself. That's all her. Brittany Hogan, she's one of the best players in the opening 23 minutes, and she gets her reward.
Yeah, great scrum. You know, it did turn slightly, but it worked in the favour for Brittany Hogan. You can see there, they get caught. Finlay Jones, not as experienced, gets caught, and Brittany Hogan just gets huge ground there on the blind side. Great carry by her, and just to fight off those three players and get the ball down. We see so many times in those situations getting held up, and you said about it earlier, but what grit and determination from her.
Yeah, born and raised in Killinchy, County Down. 18 caps for Ireland. And she'll be adding to them, you would suggest, over the next couple of months. What can her standoff do with the extra couple of points? She knocks them over, and 7 points to the home side, and the Wolfhounds get things up and running at the Kingspan Stadium. Looks to be a nasty injury though, Grace. This doesn't look good for Brython Thunder. Not quite sure who the player is though. Yeah,
it seems a bit of a head injury or a neck injury. There's a bit of concern there over the try line. Obviously, huge carry by Brittany Hogan. They put their bodies on the line, trying to get in under her. I think the Wolfhounds will be very happy with that. Obviously, they were pinned in the 22. They were able to hold Brython Thunder in there because of that inability to kick. So I think they'll be very happy that they came away with points. They have struggled with that. They have their points now. You know, their coaches will be pulling them in now and saying, right, we need to look after this catch, get this kick-off minded, and let's start playing in the right areas again, get back into Brython Thunder's half and play from there.
Never a nice sight. Let's just hope this isn't as bad as first feared down there. So, Grace, as we await the treatment of the Brython Thunder, their player after a shaking off start, Wolfhounds got their score through Hogan, but they'll want more of that, you know, maybe the accuracy to be a bit better for the next 20 minutes of this half.
Yeah, obviously they've good platform off the scrum. We've seen them get the scrum penalty, got a free kick. You know, the great runners off it, obviously with Brittany Hogan getting the try there, but we've seen a good platform even in the middle of the park. So they have that, but the line out hasn't been as functioning as well. We've seen Hannah O'Connor go up a couple of times and miss the timing of that catch. So they'll want to tidy that up. They'll want to be setting up that driving maul, giving a good platform to the backs. But I'm impressed with what I've seen so far. You know, Nikki Cahy has punched holes in that Brython Thunder defence. She's going crossfield kicks. She's tried kicking in behind, and just makes Brython Thunder sit back a little bit more, keeping an eye out for that. I think they've moved the ball to the edges really well. We've seen the likes of Katie Corrigan getting ball in hand and Niamh Marley. So it's been really good so far. We've seen the likes of Sophie Barrett carry really, really well. So they'll want to get in to this Brython Thunder half and try and pin them there. They know they can't get out of it.
Players just keeping themselves warm. The benches as well being used just on for a bit of training for both teams. Like Jade Gaffney, Abby Moyles and Kelly McCormill I see down there. I suppose those subs will be hungry to take their chance maybe later in the second half.
Yeah, totally. You know, as I said, someone else's misfortune of getting injured, the likes of Dan O'Brien. It's great for opportunity for the likes of Abby Moyes, who played for Ulster last year, originally came from Navan and County Meath, plays with Blackrock, get a chance, you know, to step up now another level and play here today. And then the likes of Jade Gaffney as well, another ex-Navan player. So it's great for them to get a chance to come on here and prove a point. So they'll be watching the likes of Aoife Dalton and Lee Tarpey and seeing what they're doing and what opportunities they'll have to exploit. It's obviously a worrying time too for Brython Thunder. They'll be concerned about their teammate, making sure that she's okay. They need to just, you know, park that for a while until after the match and start focusing now again and want to get back down here and keep trying regain the ball back.
Our thoughts very much with the Brython Thunder player. Looks to be Molly Wilkinson. It's come onto the pitch. So it would have been an outside back, but we'll get that confirmation as soon as we have it. Be Wilkinson straight in. The former Wales under-18 player to take the restart in the thick of it. So we're back underway through the replacement. Good restart from her and first touch. Wolfhounds gathered eventually. Boyne gets the troops once more going forward. Cahy going downtown. Running onto that was Wilkinson. She seems pretty hungry to make her mark. The hands are straight in. Good work in the breakdown from the prop. Who was that in there? Was it Aoife Moore?
No, it was Sophie Barrett. Great carry from her, the Enniskillen and Ulster player, just on the edges. Great carry there, as you said, by Molly Wilkinson, but she was cut down and straight in over the ball. Great hit by Nikki Cahy, just putting them under pressure, and now suddenly Wolfhounds are back in just outside that 22.
Yeah, Cahy more assured as this game goes on and seem to be dictating things. Boyne straight down and McConnell. Cahy loves that end over end ball. Good leg drive from Dalton. Getting precious yards. Barrett again. Seen her defensively and then attacking with her prowess. Slam back was Ryder. Boyne standing with the hands out, poised, flicks it on to Emer Curry. Cahy attacking the Brython Thunder, outside shoulders, looking for soft ones. Again, coming into the line and just nudging it, and the home crowd like that one. Doing exactly what Neil Alcorn would have asked.
Yeah, to get through the phases, you know, moving the ball wide, getting it through the centres, Aoife Dalton carrying, but not really getting gain line. We've seen the likes of Alex Callender coming in, driving them back, making a mess of that ruck. So it is smart to kick. I'd like to see more ball in hand, but they need to get over that gain line to be allowed to do that.
Set piece, well controlled from the away side. Singleton barks the orders. Wakely, whether it's number 8 or second row, she makes inroads. And she can play too, you can see. That's lovely running rugby. Laurie Williams attacking space. After her back 3 teammate in Amy Williams. Haven't seen them play like this in the last 10 or 15 minutes. Brython Thunder starting to get their shoulders up and their confidence back. Singleton probing the fringes. That's good working of the rules from the youngster. Williams. Good strength, Natalia John. No stopping her. Wilkinson. Good flat ball. Callender. Good speed of transfer. Big tackle coming in. Needed. Singleton again, happy to go the same way. Wilkinson under her back row and Finlay Jones. Haven't seen too much of Jones doing the hard yards, and the back row in tandem now with the skipper Callender. Rosie Carr going at Aaron McConnell. McConnell digs in well. Now they're locked and loaded, our Brython Thunder. Wolfhounds staying tight though. Wakely to John. They're everywhere, the pair of them. Thomas Bradley. A wee bit high. But she still has it. Trying to get gaps. Williams. Showing it Harris. Amy Williams. The whippersnapper. Singleton. The phases are more and more. Callender already got a score recently. Last couple of weeks, once another. Wilkinson. All in one motion, gets it away. Flicking it out was Webb. One out runners at the moment. Can they look for something other than that? Referee has a hand out. Offside comes, and I'd say Singleton will be looking to go on her bike. We'll just go back to the injury. I'm pretty sure it was Niamh Terry. So I hope she is okay as she gets treatment inside the changing rooms.
Yeah, and we see Molly Wilkinson there slotting into 10 and bringing a different dynamic to the team. She is definitely moving the ball. It's the first time we've actually seen Brython Thunder with ball in hand, not being able to kick, but great to get around the edges here. Got good momentum, good go forward ball, and we've seen the likes of Natalia John making that break against Emer Curry, getting over the gain line, and then that momentum keeping that ball alive. So you see what Wolfhounds are trying to do. They're trying to stop that offload and slow it down, but illegally so.
Callender gets it to deck. And this Brython Thunder maul looks impressive. They break out clear. Callender picks and looks tantalisingly close, and her teammates do the job for her. Another one. Referee has a look and they respond with interest. Chloe Thomas Bradley. So close to the line. No one was going to stop her.
No, and it's a number of phases that they got through. They got out of their own 22. They worked through the edges. The great carries through the middle, moving that point of contact. Got caught a couple of times, a little bit flat with the likes of Larry Williams. But the offside, the penalty, the kick to the corner, and then that driving maul. And just great patience from them. Wolfhounds a little bit high in that fringe. Just need to get low and drive back.
So it didn't take them long to get up and running in Belfast. Maybe that score just galvanised them from the Wolfhounds, and Brython Thunder want to one of their own. As Williams lines this up, attacks it straight on, just pushes it wide. 7-5. Back to a 2-point game. It's just heated up the last 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, it's been good to see Brython Thunder have the ball in hand. We see how dangerous they are actually when they get the ball moving. So Wolfhounds were set, maybe leaving gaps a little bit wide, need to get up aggressively and make that tackle, because the offload, they are looking for that, and then the support defence needs to get a little bit closer. But really good attack and play from them. Maybe shell shock Wolfhounds after that break a wee bit, so it'll be interesting to see how Wolfhounds react here.
14 Ireland caps, Cahy gets us back going. Hasn't been capped for a couple of years. The last one was actually against Scotland 2 years ago at this very stadium. Ireland nicking it by a point. Just maybe playing it too much, and pats on the backs from Finlay Jones, but she was the one that made the mistake. You talked about Molly Wilkinson coming in. You know, she's played a bit of cup rugby this year under Dave Ward at Bristol Bears. She seems to be pretty cool out there.
Yeah, she's slotting in. She'd know these girls inside out, you know, playing alongside them. They've trained a lot, even though she maybe wasn't starting. So comfortable there, comfortable ball in hand. You can see her really making decisions on the fly. So it'll be no problem to her to want to make her mark as well coming into the Six Nations.
McConnell scoops it away. Off her wing is Marley. Hungry to get in the thick of it. O'Connor thought about the pass and then just steamrolled a few Brython Thunder players. Hogan already seen what she's caused. She only knows what gain line means. That's her definition. Corey from Blackrock. O'Connor, who all started this and pushing Brython Thunder defenders away like flies. Good rugby from the Wolfhounds. Cahy goes herself. Glides through. Here's Grace Moore. Just patience, O'Connor. Cahy pulls it back. Gets the wingers involved. Good battle. McConnell has another runner. And they get their second score of the evening. And who else? The youngster, Sarah Delaney.
Yeah, it's really good here by Katie Corrigan. She went down just before the line. That means Brython Thunder have to release her. It is a tackle. They have to release her. But what great phases of play. And the reason the Wolfhounds didn't need to kick that ball away was the fact that they were getting gain line. Really good carries by Brittany Hogan. Emer Corey there setting it up. You know, the likes of Molly Boyne. It was just brilliant. Gain line, getting in. And then actually Corrigan getting right to the line, and another great carry then just getting over it. So they'll be really impressed of how they've reacted to that try, just working through the phases, keeping their composure.
Another one just drifts wide from the kicker. Only our first miss of the night. Nahi Cahy. Sarah Delaney actually getting capped in the WXV competition against Kazakhstan and scoring a try back in October. Doing so made history for herself and Kildare RFC, becoming the first player to be capped. That senior women's rugby team, great moment for them, but she looks good now, but obviously she's going to have a massive future, isn't she?
Yeah, and it's such a niche position as well. You know, that hooker, it's, you know, if you can settle in there and work really hard. We see the likes of Niamh Jones, how she's found her feet after Cleena Maloney. So it's great to get in there and work hard and control your line out, your throwing, and work on your scrum, and everything else will come together for you.
Dalton trying to pinch that. Looks up at the referee and says, I'm in great position over the ball. Wins the penalty for her side. She's low centre of gravity.
So low, just great. She can pivot, she can turn, keeps fighting through the contact, and we just see Laurie Williams then having to keep a hold of her for a bit too long, and you know, that gave away the penalty.
Not like Nahi Coy there. Probably one of her first mistakes of the evening. Just probably going for too much. These things happen, I suppose.
Yeah, she just didn't seem to make good connection with it. As you say, the forwards wanting it as close to that corner so they can set up their maul, but unfortunately a little bit too far for her.
Let's keep it square here, both sides. Ken. Crouch.
Next up for the Wolfhounds will be Gwalia Lightning next Saturday.
Let's just wait for the call, okay? Crouch.
Long way to go, but hopefully for their sake they'll be on for 5 wins in a row. But Brython Thunder might have something to say about that. They're still very much in this game.
Crouch.
Seem to be getting better week on week.
Set.
Straight away, the scrum dominance continues. Maybe Young in that front row. Certainly know how to push, and technically seem to be all right between the likes of Delaney, Moore and Barrett and the co-in behind.
It's great seeing even more there, you know, just solidifying that scrum, getting it, getting the penalty, and just, you know, the mistake is now rectified and they can have their platform in the 22 for a line-out.
Yeah, first start tonight for Aoife Moore in this competition. Off the bench in the first 2 games from Carrick-on-Suir and County Tip. Involved with Munster in the past and then moved to Leinster. Boyne at the front of the line out. Moore peels off under a lot of heat at the moment. She fights to get to the floor. O'Connor using her feet well. Have a free play here. Boyne, who started it all off. McConnell switches the point of attack. Cohy sees space. Right. And that is perfect. Great pace from the wing, and the smile. Katie Corrigan, give her a chance and she'll absolutely destroy you.
And what was really impressive was Katie Corrigan. I could hear her from the stand here. She was screaming for that. She really wanted it. The reaction of Nikki Cahy around the corner to put it on a plate for her. And she still had a lot of work to do to use her feet to beat that last defender. But really great finish by them. And they'll be so happy with that. You know, getting the big carries off the line out, getting gain line, and then sucking Brython Thunder in and creating the space out wide.
Yeah, got a try against Glasgow a couple of weeks ago, and then another from the old Belvedere winger. Really was a peach from Cahy, and her winger just delivered the goods, dancing feet.
Yeah, definitely. So what's really impressive is there's a bit more structure against or with the Wolfhounds now. We see when they're moving it, there is support play there, and what's happening then is that's putting doubt in the Brython Thunder, who's getting the ball, who's it going to be offloaded to, and as soon as the player decides to carry it, then the latch is driving them through that contact, so you straight away you have support, you have quick ruck.
So just towards the end of the second quarter, the Wolfhounds that take a bit more control. Started off very brightly, with a try after 20 minutes and then finished in the end for their third score from Katie Corrigan. Brython Thunder, they've tried to hang in there, but really just a wee bit shy, and the Wolfhounds seem to be upping the gears.
Yeah, they are. That'll be a great momentum shift for the Wolfhounds to go in at half-time after scoring another try, and Brython Thunder will just have to try and regain themselves. They will have the win in the second half. Will that make a difference? We'll soon find out.
So at half-time here at the Kingspan Stadium, 3 tries to the Wolfhounds, 1 to Brython Thunder, 17 points to 5 to the Wolfhounds. Second half coming up shortly. very welcome back. Kingspan Stadium here in Belfast, where the Wolfhounds are in control in this Celtic Challenge round 4 match. Tries from Brittany Hogan, Sarah Delaney, and the last one just before half time from Katie Corrigan means it's 17 points to 5. Grace Davitt with me. Grace, after a cagey enough start from both sides, it really opened up in that second quarter.
Yeah, it really did. You know, there was that break in play and it seemed to lift the momentum a bit. It was all Wolfhounds before that in the first 20 minutes. There was that break, and then Brython Thunders got their tails up, got the try, and then Wolfhounds came back really well, and they'll be really happy going in at half-time, getting that third try from Katie Corrigan, and they'll just want to keep building on that momentum now.
Yeah, you mentioned the break in play was Niamh Terry. Hopefully sooner rather than later she'll be okay. Our thoughts are with her this difficult time as Wolfhounds are coming back onto the pitch through Molly Boyne. She had a pretty good and steady first half, didn't she? She seems to do the basics very, very well.
Yeah, she's leading that team from the front, some really good carries, supporting, getting the latch on, and we've seen the likes of Sophie Barrett and Brittany Hogan having huge carries, and it's because of that structure and that support play. So it'll be interesting to see what they go with. Do they change it up? The fact that they're going to have the wind against them now, it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, it's interesting, you know, we talk about the players playing for the Six Nations, the normal player, or the normal ones, the regulars. But then there's people like Boyne who maybe hasn't had her chance, and she'll be itching to get back out there, you know, and prove and maybe get a shot in the green jersey.
Yeah, exactly. You know, there is players that are contracted to 15s, and, you know, then there's others that aren't, and they'll be fighting. They're fighting for, you know, a permanent job here if they can show enough to get in maybe as an early development player and then get in to Six Nations maybe in a year or two, and it is all to play for.
So Andrew Muntz is back and ready to get us underway in this second half in Belfast on Saturday evening. So the conditions stay pretty much picture perfect. Nikki Cahy takes one last bounce to the ball and then fires it into the evening sky. Into the number 8 of Brython Thunder. And Sinead Harries. Ashley Beck, he'll not be happy with his team right from the off, inside 20 seconds, making a mistake. Can the Wolfhounds pounce on it? McConnell. Again, the passing's been good from the scrum half. Hannah O'Connor, she's worked as hard as anyone out there. She'll be hoping for more of the same in this second 40. As Hogan tumbles over a few players. Another try score on the night, and Delaney. Corey just getting caught up in a few bodies. McConnell, left, right, doesn't matter. Cahy dances and then gets it away. The passing to floor, but that doesn't matter. I think the referee's going to give that. Could well be a second score for Katie Corrigan. Seemed to just stop there, but the right winger won't be caring, because all that matters is the scoreboard keeps ticking for the Wolfhounds.
Yeah, they do say play to the whistle. It was great feat here by Nikki Cahy just to avoid the player. We see the pass, but it bounces. It doesn't seem to touch Brittany Hogan's hands, and Katie Corrigan just picks it up and finishes it off, and it was just brilliant from her.
2 for Corrigan, a smile on her face, and of course 4 for the team in the bonus point. So this campaign is just getting better for Neil Alcorn's side. Just after half-time, the puppet master and Cahy got the back line going. And the 4 tries, just exactly what he would have ordered.
Yeah, the Brython Thunder just complicated things a small bit. You know, Sinead Harris took a great take there. They moved it, but they just tried to tip on when it wasn't on. And the Brittany Hogan, just great pressure, forcing the mistake. And then Wolfhounds able to get that ball back and play the advantage.
Corrigan came through the ranks at Tullamore FC and of course played 2 years at under 18 level. I think really made her name, scoring 5 tries for Old Belvedere in the AIL a number of years ago. And then on the national stage in the underage seems to be making quite a name for herself. Boyne tracking back. Needs a bit of help as the blue and white shirts come. McConnell goes to the assured shoulders of Cohey. Wilkinson just takes her eye off it. Good battle. All sorts of bodies there, and Niamh Morley, she's so used to the rough and tumble on the GAA pitch, and now playing her trade out there in the rugby. We'll come back for the scrum.
Yeah, it was a huge kick by Nikki Cahy, a spiral bomb up there, really hard to deal with, constantly moves in the air, and just caught the Brython Thunder player by surprise and wasn't able to regain it. And then we see Singleton just getting held up high there, getting wrapped up by the Wolfhounds players, but it's brought back for that advantage for the knock-on.
Should say there has been a change in the front row. Christy Haney of Blackrock gets 40 minutes to showcase her talent. Made her debut actually for Ireland against France a couple of years ago, and good fresh impetus and good strength at the scrum there. Now her backs can dance. Morley has to take that from behind. That's good work, getting it away from contact. McConnell. Hogan this time goes for the tip-on pass. Tries to evade defenders, and McConnell wants her chance to shine. Corey just under illegal traffic. Brython Thunder now really giving themselves all sorts of problems here with the initial penalty and then a bit of back chat.
Yeah, that's Shonda Harris there, just losing her head a wee bit, you know, coming out. There was no need. She was up the side of the ruck, decided to use her feet on that ball, and not only that, but then also back chatting to the referee, just giving away 20 metres for her team. And you know, Nikki Cahy will have no problem kicking this in the corner. They'll be disappointed with that because, you know, they were defending really well. They shut down Niamh Marley on the edge. Yeah, so disappointing discipline for them.
As McConnell just gets her boots strapped up, and she's looked lively at 9. Doesn't seem too over-eager to go for the snipe when it's on. She probably plays the right card and goes.
Yeah, and she's been getting the ball away quick, which is really good. Now, obviously, the clear out has been great. They're going beyond the ball, leaving it on a platter for her, but she's getting it away, and that was really good decision making from her. Brython Thunder just going a little bit wide, and she does take that that snipe, and that's just really smart play from her. So keep that heads up, rugby.
Yeah, both 9s and Sir Anne Singleton and Aaron McConnell looking for gaps throughout this game so far. Cohey poised. Into the stands it goes. Delaney just gets herself ready. Will it be Boyne? Not this time. Be the tried and tested and second row, and Hannah O'Connor. McConnell digs deep. Flicking away on to Hogan. The menace from number 8. McConnell again. Hanny was flat and it was the right option, but she just took her eye off it. Not like her there, Christy Hanny. Maybe saw a bit of white line favour, but that's a bit far out, I think, Grace.
Yeah, I think a little bit of Wolfhound player just slightly to her left, maybe blocking her view. So need to make sure to get that point up ahead. Disappointing from that. There is space on the blind side as well, so it'll be interesting to see whether the likes of Aoife Dalton will let Aaron McConnell know that and snap back at some stage. But it's all eyes on defence now. They need to just make sure they cut down the likes of Shannon Harris off the back of this scrum.
But Harris isn't going to be allowed, as we've seen time and time again. Their team penalised at the scrum. Will be a tap on go. It's McConnell. Decides when we go again, and now it's her time. Honey makes no mistake. Gets it to ground. O'Connor, will she pull it across? Yes, she will, and fires it on to Aoife Moore. Looking for a quick. McConnell digs. Cahy straight out in front. Trying to play her cards. Brython Thunder just slowing it down. Corey got to protect it better than that. Moore does her part. McConnell again to Delaney. Brython Thunder not giving up, and may well be a maul called, but will the ball get back on the Wolfhounds side? It's actually been turned over, and Rosie Carr scoops it away. That kick isn't great, and Cahy meat and drink to her. Eva Ryder staying up, fighting hard. McConnell and Boyne just grabs at that. Meets her match in Rosie Carr. Gets her knees down. Does the Leinster back row. Aoife Moore. Rather plucky and strong. McConnell again, and Cahy sees space and looking for a hat-trick. Katie Corrigan making her name out there at the Kingspan Stadium.
Some great carries here. We see the likes of Aoife Moore just taking that ball on. I think Brython Thunder slightly illegal, but overfolding, getting narrow because of those great carries. The latch is supporting there, and that's putting doubt in the Brython Thunder's defensive line, and they're sitting back slightly. Wolfhounds are getting over that gain line, but great change in direction with the snap, going back around, and Katie Corrigan, you can't give her a meter because she is so good. Great footwork from her.
Yeah, you can see why she was using the 7s. Now in the 15s, she's getting a wee bit of space. She's taking it in her stride.
Yeah, and it's great. This is what you want to see. You want to see players you maybe didn't see before stepping up from AIL, from provincial, and just putting their name out there, you know, and it's great to see the opportunities and taking their chances. They got into the 22, you know, they finished with a score.
They racked up 40 points against Glasgow 2 weeks ago. They're getting closer and closer. That never looked anywhere else. A wee bit of help from the woodwork, but Nikki Coy, that's the best of her night. It's there.
Yeah, when you say the luck is with you, that's definitely with her. That was a cracking kick. She has a huge boot on her. It stood to them tonight, and they've used it well.
5th try. 3 from Katie Corrigan. Ryder getting a bit jealous of her teammate in the wing, and side she goes on a meandering run. And there is the powerhouse in Grace Moore. Actually started her rugby at Streatham in Croydon, and then moved to Railway a couple of years ago before getting signed for Saracens, and that shows the calibre of player. But it's also good to see Saracens, maybe if they're not using her starting off the bench, but to get her back over here and get her game time in Ireland.
Yeah, it's great to see some of the Premiership players being released and getting the opportunity to play. That's what you want. You want game time, you want opportunity, and what better way to play with different players, a different system of rugby, and see how you react. It's great to see Claire Bowles coming on here now, a flank. What a great player. Wait till you see her. She'll go up, make huge tackles, great leg drive. And also Nikki Cahy, that bomb kick again, really good. It's so high, they're able to contest it, put pressure on the Brython Thunder, and win the ball back.
Yeah, Claire Bowles, been contracted for a good number of years with the 7s. Also a couple of caps at 15s levels for Ireland as well. Real pace, but also has a bit about her.
Yeah, she's just real abrasive player. She's a nuisance around the breakdown, and just watching her in round 3, just the physicality she brought. She will tackle you, but not only just tackle you and stop, she will tackle you and drive you back, and that's what you want. You want your team pushing the opposition back in attack. So it'll be great to see her break off this scrum. And
Yeah, made her name in a skill. Claire Bowes. She's going to have to wait a wee moment or two as Harry's flicks it out of the back of the hand and single. She's a real whippersnapper. Is the scrum half. Doesn't mind a bit of contact as well. As Delaney just says to a few defenders, get away. Wilkinson getting in nice and tight. Calendar, she's used to close quarters. As Finlay Jones acts at dummy half. Good flick into the hands of Megan Webb. Haven't seen too much of Webb. Classy operator in space. Big tackles out there. And what about the strip? Hanny tried her best. Not this time. And more replacement subs and Maddie Johns into the fray. Coming off the bench a couple of times in this Celtic competition. Backpedaling. Webb everywhere she looks as a defender from the Wolfhounds. Finlay Jones just getting used to playing scrum half. They've led the line there, Hannah O'Connor, to name a few there, Grace. But defensively, I know they've scored a lot of tries, but they've done their bit defensively.
Yeah, you see there, Grace Moore making a big hit, Brittany Hogan coming in, finishing up. They're getting off the line. You know, Aoife Moore making a big difference there as well. So it's great to see them get off the line and putting the likes of Nalia John, like, you know, she's a very experienced Welsh player, putting her back, forcing the error, making the mistake. And that's what you want. You want to see your team really attack in defence, and that's what's going to win you games.
And a good shout there for one of your players you're coaching at the moment, and a big talent, Maeve Clenahan, studying medicine as well to be a doctor, but also at Queen's University.
Yes, Maeve is a great player, great attitude, works so hard. You know, she is young, she's in that under 23s talent pool, and she just works so hard. She actually has a great kick as well, so she definitely has all the trademarks of a great player, and hopefully we just see her continually develop and get the opportunities that she deserves.
Yeah, recognised as one of an elite athlete, one of the top 20 sports people at the University of Queen's. But she'll have to trot back as her pack just concede a penalty.
Yeah, Christy Haney just struggling there. So they need to tighten up that front row now. A lot of changes, just make sure they settle it back in.
Good nudge from Wilkinson.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, do Wolfhounds stay down? Do they try and battle back the maul, or do they go up and contest it and put pressure on the throw?
Katie Carr, Rosie's twin sister, is in there, and here is Rosie Carr, powerhousing her way towards the Wolfhounds line. Jones taps and asks for a bit of help. Calendar gets low and drives hard. Breakdown fierce. Natalia John was ready to put the engine up, but another Brython player down. Just to take the sting out of things. This time it looks to be Finlay Jones. I suppose the contact's so colossal, these things happen sadly.
Yeah, it was just real close contact there. You see the Wolfhounds players down, 3-point start, nice and low, drive, the likes of Aoife Moore getting up there and going from out to in and driving back Brython Thunders back to where they came from. And, you know, there is a lot of activity around there, and it's very easy to get your head caught the wrong way, but we hope that the player's okay.
Yeah, after this, Brython Thunder head back to Wales and play their final match in the group against Glasgow and Cowlin Bay. I suppose plenty of the Wales players who come the Six Nations are playing in England, so this isn't quite the true reflection of where Wales as a whole at all. Sure, they're playing in WXV1. Yes, they maybe struggled in that, but they're playing against New Zealand and top teams last autumn.
Yeah, that's where you want to be. You want to be playing the best in the world, and WXV, the one, you know, playing New Zealand, you're going to see where your weaknesses and strengths are. Obviously, we see the likes of Scotland, they won WXV2, really good competition for them. Ireland, you know, win WXV3, but that's not where you want to be. You want to be competing against the best teams. You know, you would hope to see them go up. And as you say, a lot of Premiership teams, even when you look at the Wolfhounds, you know, you see the likes of Niamh Jones. You know, I think Adele McMahon was released this week to play for the Clovers, but there's so many of those English players, English-based Premiership players not playing, whether it be with Edinburgh or Glasgow or with the Welsh sides as well. So one side is giving younger players an opportunity, but yet they're still speckled with internationals and learning from that level. On the other side, I would love to see an international game before going straight from this straight into Six Nations, because it's the cohesion of a team, and when you're bringing back in Premiership players and the players that have worked together, you know, you don't have that much time to bond and get that cohesion. So that's not going to happen this year. I think it's something that will happen in the future. So it's about how quick they can hit the ground running when it comes Six Nations time.
Just had word there that the first injury to Niamh Terry. It's great to see her in the dugout and back up. So let's hope it's not as bad as it was first feared when she was down there in the opening 40 minutes. And the same goes to her teammate in Finlay Jones, as she gets looked after by this medical team. It's funny with that, I know they're only coming back to fitness, but with the likes of Callender and Harris and some good players in there, why Brython have maybe struggled in this competition? Yes, fitness, but they do have glittered players there.
Yeah, they definitely do, and when you've seen them playing round 3, you know, they were loving the offloading game, and it maybe is that cohesion and, you know, what level of rugby they're playing at club and coming together and gelling. You know, sometimes it's only a split second off a line. You know, they made lovely breaks off the likes of Meg Webb in round 3, but just it didn't go to hand, and they maybe didn't get over the line, and that was a close game. It could have went either way against Edinburgh. So it's disappointing for them, as you say. You don't want to end the tournament without getting a win. But then when you look at last year, you know, the one Irish team won everything, but then Ireland got the wooden spoon in the Six Nations. As you say, sometimes it's not a clear reflection, and that's something that we need to make sure that, you know, this is this tournament, and then, you know, kick on again for when we up it again. I think maybe key to that as well, Stuart, is the fact Ireland's quite a small community. You know, you have 4 provinces, they play a lot together, play a lot against each other. So know each other pretty well as well. When you look at Wales and you know, they're coming from all different clubs, all different parts, all different levels. There's maybe a bit more of a range there as well.
Yeah, and great to see Finlay Jones. She was actually able herself to get helped up and is walking off the pitch on her own. So the Berryport player in the community of Carmarthenshire is okay, and seems to be anyway, which is a great sign.
Yeah, she's definitely one to watch out for the future.
Her team do have Great place for their second score of the afternoon. Evening, I should say, from this scrum. We shall see Harry's Scraggs to the floor. Grace Moore trying to defend there and was actually unlucky not to get the penalty. I think that's carried over the line. As you can see, a few celebrations from the Wolfhounds defensive setup.
Yeah, it's a great win for them, not to let the try in, and you know, they have a good set piece now. Obviously they struggled in the last scrum, so they need to make sure Christy Haney here locks it in and not give away a penalty. Obviously Brython Thunder will be wanting to put her under huge pressure.
Yeah, has Captain Leinster in the pass. Christy Haney. That's better from her pack. Nice and tight in there. And what an outcome. As for a riposte, exactly what the forwards coach in there would be happy with.
Yeah, it's really good, isn't it? It's great composure to get the drive, to win the penalty, and then, you know, a good Nicky Cahy kick here to get them well out of the way and set up a good line out and hopefully get further up the pitch. So a big let off for them. Brython Thunders will be disappointing with the fact that they didn't get the score there. A bit of an error on their behalf.
Maeve Clenaghan, hardly miss her there in the yellow boots. Waits for her first line out and her first arrow. Not her best, and straight to the opposition. Singleton and Callender. Cries of forward. Callender can't believe it. She's a predator when she gets through the middle. Maybe the referee just got it right, but the 9 and 10 combining there, 9 in back row, I should say.
Yeah, Singleton's always trying to get that pass away. Obviously, the overthrow, great reaction there by the Brython Thunder players to regain it and move it away, move that point of contact. And Callender, great reactions for her, but just slightly ahead of Singleton by the time she got her hands free and got the pass.
Megan Collis, actually born in Ealing and coming through the system at Greystones. Before moving to Railway Union. A replacement prop. So all change out there. I suppose that's inevitable, it's going to happen, but it can cause a wee bit more fractured play.
Yeah, it can, you know, but this is what this is about, is giving these players opportunity. You know, they are training particularly hard twice a week, working hard together. They'll know each other from club as well. You know, she'll know a lot of these girls. They played together at Leinster, the likes of Christy Haney and Collis, so they'll be used to working as a pack, and sometimes you only get that opportunity, so you have to make it work.
Maddie Johns just getting a bit of treatment. Used to be, played her rugby growing up a wee bit with Cardiff. Doesn't look to be as serious as the other ones, but still struggling.
Yeah, it seems to be a bit of a leg or a leg injury. She doesn't look very comfortable.
See this, Grace, you know, it's obviously difficult with club. Players getting taken away from their club in the AL and the likes, but it's such a fine balance of, you know, last year it was 3 teams, now it's 6 teams that want to grow this competition, but it's about how you get it right and how you grow the club game, but then you've got to have the extra level to the international game. It's such a interesting one, you know. You could probably talk about the debate all day long, but really it's about getting your players best prepped for the Six Nations. I don't know how you do it bestly, but I suppose these games have to happen.
Yeah, they do, and you know, we're in this transitional era. You know, we're going from not professional, amateur, playing at a professional level, to being professional. And you know, you look at this league, you would expect this to kick on now and become, you know, maybe what the Premiership is in England, and go right, do we have a Celtic league where this is where the players are playing? Is it professional? Is this their club? And then, you know, you have the AIL, kind of very similar to the men's system where, you know, AIL players are AIL players. Yes, they might get an opportunity to come into academies for provinces, or they may not, and they play club. And then you have the elite. You know, we see such great structures at youth level now. You have provincial under 16s, provincial under 18s, and then Ireland under 16s, under 18s. So, you know, that talent has been picked up at such an early age now that they're going straight into a performance level at underage. Then they're going to under 18s. And then is this the case that they maybe go to AIL for a couple of years and then they go into this next level, which is a, you know, semi-professional or a professional league, whatever it may be. So I think it is really important. I think people need to be patient with it. I think, yes, you could say it's terrible, we're losing all our players, but this is a transition, and if we want the game to move on, become professional and step up, you know, we see so many people complain about the level of the AIL and whether it's the standard we need to be when we see so many of our players leave the Premiership. But if there's the carrot that is play for the Wolfhounds or the Clovers or Brython Thunder, and they're not going to the Premiership, then all the better for those countries, for Wales, Scotland and Ireland.
Another 3-4 minutes, he says. That's what I said. They're going to have 3-4 minutes, he said. Because they don't need to bring us for it, and then they need to put the cash around and then play that. Dislocated anyway, at least. Dislocated knee is what I thought. Yeah. Just the way they were treating it, he was pressing down.
We saw a small crowd cheer for Kelly McCormick coming on. You know, there's a bit of a fan favourite there out of Cook as well in Ulster.
Yeah, she's such a great player. You know, she puts so much work in. She really thinks about the game. She thinks about all the opportunity, all the things she has to do, and she works so hard. She's really fast feet, electric. She can turn on a sixpence. You know, she'll work really hard, has a great engine on her, and will come up hard, try and close that defence down. So it'll be exciting to see her get an opportunity in the centres. It'll be interesting to see whether she slots in at 13, which would, you know, be the most exciting place for her.
I have to wait.
Maddie Jones does look actually in a lot of discomfort. She's never nice to see. I wasn't sure if it was as bad as first feared, but doesn't look great.
No, and it's, you know, it's disappointing for obviously the players, you know, and then Brython Thunder losing 3 players, you know, and quite serious injuries, and that's not what we want. You know, we want rugby to be free flowing and for players not to get seriously hurt. So a bit of an anomaly tonight.
Yeah, you're right. It has been stop-start. Player safety is paramount.
We're not doing anything until we get there. Copy that too.
As you can hear, the clap of appreciation for the prop in Maddie Jones.
Inside blue.
There's a hand over her face.
New personnel here, let's get the standard right, okay?
Looks in a lot of discomfort, so He gets the treatment he needs and back in the paddock and is healthy sooner rather than later. Sarah McConnell under her own sticks, feeds, and it's repeat at the scrum time as Hogan in space, and this time actually gets it to the hat-trick hero, McConnell on the shoulder. Wolfhounds working their way out of a short space pretty well. Corey on the soft shoulder. Back to Cohey.
Hold in front.
And Cooley in behind the back three of Brython. What can they conjure up?
Stand her feet, stand her feet.
And I think that's been pinched. And McConnell won't be waiting around. Moore and O'Connor with the cutout ball to Marley. And gets it away herself.
Take a step, Red, take a step.
Grace Moore at first receiver. And then trying to set up in their pods. Cohey looking for a runner. It tells her scrum half to go the other way. And then the strength again. It's not Marley getting the heart rate up and pumping forward, as is Hannah O'Connor. Had to take that from a standing start. Alex Callender still battling out there. Collis first carry. Hard operator to put down. Cohey, where's she going? Need a out half. Dalton plays that role. Ball retention pretty good. Good strength. May well be clear balls. O'Connor wants it quickly. Can she get over? Not just yet. McConnell needs to be careful. Getting tackled. Already seen the kick from Cohey. Finding one winger. This time it's the opposite winger, but it's the same outcome. Niamh Marley digging like a demented mole and scoring.
Yeah, brilliant from her. We've seen her carry there earlier. She loves that big handoff. She got them over the gain line, you know, but it was really great by the Wolfhounds. Just really good carries, getting over that gain line, sucking the Brython Thunders in and just get quite narrow. And Niamh Marley had a lot to do to finish there. She caught it, but she had to step in and that big handoff again and just drive over and get the ball down. But really great play by the Wolfhounds. Kept their composure, just worked through the phases, big carries. And what was so crucial was the amount of different decision makers in there. We see the likes of Kelly McCormill get that offload, Hannah O'Connor, and just being in key positions. But it all started with a Maeve Clenaghan turnover.
Marley was so hungry for that, no one was going to stop her. Which I'd say the coaches absolutely love that about the left winger. When the going's good, Nikki Cohey will answer. Just like the conversion before. Straight and true. 36 points to 5, 6 tries.
Yeah, and she's used that boot really well. You know, that kick down the line, putting Brython Thunders under pressure. She's used it really well tonight.
Oh, just subs there, folks. Hold on.
Was in the Armagh squad, Marley, at the age of 15. An All-Ireland winner by 21.
Wait.
Did she maybe get bored of GA and tried rugby? She'd already completed it, so to speak.
Yeah, I think she got dragged down to Dungannon one night and they kind of said, right, you're now playing rugby. And no, great cross code and a super player to coach. And, you know, she's so dynamic and she's just great for getting you that go-for ball.
Hands as safe as anything.
Hold. Stay.
Cohey loves putting up the bomb. Harris has to get her team to still go in this last 20 minutes. Only try coming from that carrier and Clovis Thomas Bradley. Amy Morgan now on She's come off the bench in a couple of games over the last couple of weeks. Boyne just told to get out of there. Haven't seen the kick from Brython Thunder too much. The outcome's good, and Wilkinson, she's on her bike. Feeds her left winger. Amy Williams hadn't lost her footing. She got her race clear. Thomas Bradley on a bit of a mission. Singleton, Calendar. Buffets forward. Looking for that bust. Good work from Webb. Her other centre and teammate Trumans couldn't gather, but still with her teammates, and plenty of gas from Shan Davies. But Ava Ryder did her job and got back in amongst it and made the tackle.
Yeah, it was better play by Brython Thunder. The wee chip over the top, regathered, great play. You know, we're able to utilise that, move the ball, get through the phases. But as they moved wide, we seen Wolfhounds were able to manage that and shepherd them into touch. Really needed Davies to step in off her right foot and keep in field, keep that ball alive.
So no head, all right? You already hit the deck. It's different if you're different.
Another Nikki Cahy bomb that was difficult to deal with. It's causing Brython Thunder a lot of trouble. They didn't knock it on this time, but they didn't catch it cleanly. So a really good weapon that she has utilised tonight.
This time it's a Wolfhounds player that needs treatment, but she's back up on her feet. Might well be the scrum half and Wicklow talisman.
Going off, yeah.
Erin McConnell.
Just manage that sub, Matt, for me.
But she is up and walks off the pitch, so we can hold her breath. She looks to be okay there, Grace.
Red, take a step off the mark.
Yeah, disappointment for her. Maybe shoulder or arm, whatever in that tackle that she got caught with. But she's had a great game tonight. She's controlled it. She's got the ball moving. So hopefully it's nothing too serious for her.
Tackle, release!
Singleton tries to make her mark. Wilkinson on the end of that pass, and Webb scoops it clear. Eleanor Hing coming in from the freezing wing. Wilkinson again, thought about going right and then feeds it on to Davis. But she's gone from one touchline to the other, and it's the same outcome. Walloped into touch.
Yeah, it's brilliant play by the Wolfhounds. Even though they're here, they're well ahead. You know, they're still hungry to make those tackles. Brython Thunder moving that ball across the pitch, but not really getting over that gain line. And really good line speed from Wolfhounds, getting up, making the tackles, driving them back.
So Neil Alcorn side in cruise control here. Of course, his role in the NTS, developing players of 16 to 23. Doing a fine job is Alcorn. Been in and around developing players for 10 years with Ulster. With Ireland. As he watches on his team rumble forward.
Yeah, no families inside the 22. Changing her bind. Inside the 22.
Easy out for them.
We see Abby Moyles on there for Nikki Cahy. Great young player, played for Ulster this year in the Interpros, and you know, getting her opportunity now.
Yeah, just like all the subs out there, just trying to shine. Change out 9 on 10. Gaffney and Moyles. Clenahan. Not straight. At that line out.
Line out taken. Line out
Referee just wondering what Brython Thunder want to do.
Yeah.
They'll respond with interest. Go for a line out themselves.
Yeah, it's disappointing for Maeve. You know, she just needs to get her head up now and, you know, move on from that, get another opportunity. Focus on making the big hit now.
Feet on the line. Yeah.
Straight away, pinch back from Corey.
Just accidental. Just accidental. No, just accidental scrum.
Not the best couple of minutes for the Queen's
she's
University.
just
Number
stood
2,
in
a bit
front, she's
unlucky
thinking
there.
right away.
Found herself in the
Accidental.
wrong place.
Yeah, it's that transition, isn't it, from
Prevent the tackle,
defence
only
to
accidental.
attack, and you know it's getting into that right position. And you know Brittany Hogan, she's
String it
so
out of the
quick,
way.
off the mark, great reactions. I think it was Emer Curry to rub that line out and move that
outside,
ball. And unfortunately, Maeve Clenahan just not quick enough to get behind Brittany Hogan. Brittany Hogan too fast to move out of Maeve's way.
Katie Bevins on, so it's all change with Gaffney and Bevins. Under pressure is Bevins. Still gets it away from the base. Ball was pretty far out there, and ultimately it's back with the Wolfhounds. Good crisp start from Gaffney.
Stay
Came
red.
through the club system at Navan. And now Old Belvedere, one of a number of players out there at the Dublin based club. Again, O'Connor finds herself wide channels and is still going. And who else? All the gas and the time in the world. She wants a fourth.
That is brilliant, absolutely sensational. Hannah O'Connor, give yourself a clap on the back. Great decision making for her. They didn't go to her, they didn't commit to her. She keeps it going and then just gives it to Katie Corrigan on a plate where all she has to do is pin her ears back. But great play by the Wolfhounds there, just getting through the phases, just really good carries, and yeah, immense play from them.
O'Connor galloping up the Kingspan Stadium. And then said to Corrigan, go on, do what you're so good at. First shot at goal for Moyles. Of course, coming down to play for Ulster. Maybe not getting quite the look in at Leinster, so why not try something different and really enjoying our rugby down here. Just slides wide from the Blackrock RFC player. 40 points are raised. And the tries keep coming.
Yeah, tries keep coming, keep moving that ball to the edge. You know, them passes were crisp. It was through the eye of a needle to get outside the Brython Thunder players. You know, one pass skipped about 3 of them, and that left the overlap for Hannah O'Connor. So great play from them.
Right out in that touchline. Grace Moore hasn't tried to do too much flashy today. Moore has come in very seamlessly and done a great job.
Yeah, just doing the hard yards, you know, good carries, just looking after that ball, making her hits.
Might have missed the conversion, but that's better from Abby Moyles. Good pressure in the tackle from Brittany Hogan. Doing everything for the team. Wilkinson.
Ball head off my leg
Distribution, just letting her down. I think that just sums up Brittany Hogan.
Yeah, her work
Rather
ethic's
get through to the
insane.
field.
You know, she just keeps going,
That's a lot.
and that speed. And we seen it just there earlier as well.
Ball head
How
off my leg,
Wolfhounds
cross
were able to force the error
That's a
on the
lot.
edge, and they've done it there again. And it's great to see. They're 41-5 up. No one will blame them for sitting back, but that like tenacity in defence to come up, to grab player and ball, stop the offload, and kill momentum at source.
Yeah, all good. Crunch! Bind! Set!
Harry's does well. Pass is just letting Brython Thunder now. The accuracy. A few tired bodies that defended for pretty much 80% of this game. O'Connor thought about putting it on the toe and thought better of it. Gaffney. Collis up the jumper, trucking it up. Good strength from Gaffney. Putting a few Brython Thunders to get away. Moore thought she was going to be the dummy runner and pounced out of nowhere. Moyles doing exactly what Nikki Kay had been doing.
Goal line. Goal line.
Don't think it was carried over.
Carry back.
Not sure the referee knows either.
I think that's very close. So it is carried over. She caught it early. She carried it back over the try line, and it's a scrum 5 metres out. So a bit of a mistake there. A rush of blood. I think it's Larry Williams just had to let it bounce another metre and then be able to touch it down. So a bit of a mistake there for the Brython Thunders.
Yeah, Laurie Williams balances rugby and being a PE teacher, and just had a bit of a blip in concentration.
Crouch.
So this ruthless Wolfhounds team looking for an 8th score of the night. Gaffney says to her pack, you do the job.
She's not.
And Hogan takes one bite at the cherry. We've already seen one score from her, but she's denied. The bodies are still battling and bruised from Brython Thunder.
Yeah, it was great by, I think it was Alex Callender got in under and Molly Wilkinson. So really good work from them just to get in under, stop her getting that ball down. You could see great control in the scrum of the Wolfhounds, but Brittany Hogan just broke away, so had to play it.
Must go five.
Yeah, Callender played in every game for Wales in last year's Six Nations. Of course, they had a great one coming third, getting him into that WXV1 we talked about. She'll be wanting to do the same this year in the Six Nations, play a big part.
First one back, second forward.
In that tournament that starts at the end of March.
Big scrum here, yeah? You call that break we did, okay? You got good dominance. Chrissy, let's go. Yeah, you got this. You got this. Let's go now. Right, you got this, Chrissy.
I suppose, Grace, we may look at player of the match.
Watch outside, yeah.
I know who I'd pick, but that's your job. But you can maybe give us a few standout individuals before you give us your answer.
Yeah, I think it's been a huge team effort from the Wolfhounds today. Obviously 41-5. It doesn't happen from one individual, but there's been some great game key players. You know, we see the likes of Hannah O'Connor, Brittany Hogan has been instrumental in getting over that gain line and her defence as well. But I think the standout player, you know, Katie Corrigan getting 4 tries, working really hard off that ball, closing down those outside defenders, as we see her doing now. You know, she's worked hard off the ball as well, although she has had those tries. So she's my player of the match tonight.
Yeah, big shout out to Katie Corrigan. Old Belvedere's winger, 4 tries. She'll get the match ball, but she'll do a bit of defence first. As Brython Thunder look for their 2nd score. That sort of sums up their night.
Yeah.
Kelly McCormill, a vital intervention. They have it back. And the powerhouse and the strength. And they do get something. Sinead Harries waltz through. They get their 2nd of the evening. And very much a consolation.
Yeah, it is a consolation, but great determination with Kelly McCormill to rip that ball out of fresh air. But unfortunately, our teammates just didn't react as quick and get the seal over. And, you know, when you have the likes of Sinead Harries, who's so good around that breakdown, you know, great pinch from her to get the poach and just go forward and get over. And you can't blame the Wolfhounds for being a bit deflated at this stage of the game and letting her through.
Yeah, McCormill, I thought she had got her team out of a hole there, but then as the ball came back for the visitors, they hung on in there, and Sinead Harris showed all her experience on her. Nice to get under the sticks. Another miss from Amy Williams.
Time off.
It's not the best night off the
Time
tee.
off. Time's off.
No, she hasn't got that distance or accuracy, so tough night for her. She hasn't had as many opportunities as the likes of Nikki Cahy, and one thing is, you know, the Wolfhounds have starved Brython Thunder of possession. You know, the couple of opportunities they have got through phases, they have looked dangerous. We've seen the likes of Alan Callender and Meg Webb get those hard lines, get those wee chips through, but they just haven't had enough of the ball. You know, Wolfhounds have pinned them back in their own half with those kicks, and then they've had to work through, and they've just made the errors.
No.
Molly Wilkinson actually has been one of the better players since coming on.
Catch that again, say that again.
Yeah, she has. She did make a difference.
Yep.
You know, we see her there save a try at the other end of the pitch and obviously put her body on the line there again.
Yes, Blue.
She looks
Ready? And your time.
happy enough sitting up,
Time
so
back on.
hopefully it's not too serious.
Yeah,
There's been a lot of miles on that wagon tonight.
yeah, certainly getting his money's worth, that driver. But all for the right reason, and as you say, Wilkinson did seem to be setting up sprightly. Let's hope it's a good outcome for her injury.
Stay blue.
It's not too serious and nothing to lose now. Last couple of minutes for Brython Thunder. Skewed off the boot. Into the 4 tries of Corrigan. Good pick up from Moyles. O'Connor spreading the play. McCormill to her Ulster teammate in Marley. Plenty of protection. Couple of bodies for the Wolfhounds. Gaffney flicked on. New halfbacks doing well. Thought there was going to be another scorcher in the corner, but
Oh, that's gutting for Wolfhounds. There is another player down. So the ref it was the touch that called a stop and play due to an injury, but to me, they're not affecting the play. It's not a head injury. I think Brittany Hogan had seen the try line at that stage, and we could have seen Katie Corrigan get another one.
yeah, it could have been the famous 5, but not just yet.
But it is Davies who's down. I'm not really sure it was in that tackle off.
Just scrum here. Or, well, sorry, back where you were.
Bringing Niamh Marley down, that she hurt herself. I'm not sure whether it's her head or.
Just to get it done, finished. Yeah.
Yeah, came through the system at Langerfrey Rugby Club,
Shimmy
close to
across,
Bangor
just so you
in Wales,
Just thinking if we get her over this
and
white
played
line,
at
then we can
Lampeter Town.
get the game done. Do you know what I
Rugby
mean?
club.
That's all I'm thinking. Because blood temporary,
She's actually going to be treated off the pitch as
no replacements left.
the referee
Yeah.
wants to get this game as quick as possible to its climax.
What can you do?
You can see the instructions still being
Mark,
barked from Christy
the
Haney.
mark, please.
Yeah, they'll want to finish with a flurry here. You know, they got good momentum there. Moving it to the edges through the hands.
Just
We
outside.
see Abby Moyles instrumental in that. Hannah O'Connor, they know where the space is, just maybe not as accurate to get it there at pace. But really good decisions, and you know they'll want a good platform off this now.
Time back on.
So according to the clock there on the top of your screen, coming into the last minute, you'll see
Set.
the accuracy of that. Hogan in complete cruise control, and then lifts off the base and flicks it away, and Corrigan
Bandage. Yeah,
finally
got it.
tackled and makes a mistake. She is human. Hogan, real composed at number 8, just allowing her pack to go and then saying it's my go.
Yeah, but really good. What I love is she straightens up. She gets inside the outside defender, and as soon as they jam in to make the tackle, she gets that one-handed offload to the 9 or the flank that she knows is folding outside her. So really great play and great connection between them, and you know, that straightening up. Obviously, not as much space for Katie Corrigan there, and good defence by the Brython Thunder to put her to force the knock on in the contact.
Sit.
Katie Bevins came through at Dragons.
Stay on blue.
It's her big number 8 and second and last try score so far. And Harris gets herself off the ground after that carry. Here's Calendar, ever present.
Leave it now, Red.
Still picks up and rolls forward. And then it's a turn of the boot. As Megan Webb says, enough's enough in Belfast. Her team have been battered and bruised and really outclassed. 7 tries in all from Brython Thunder. I should say from the Wolfhounds. Brython Thunder with 2, but really it's Katie Corrigan's night. 4 tries, and Grace, absolutely class from her, but also from her team.
Yeah, huge team effort, you know, great platform off the scrum. We've seen the likes of Brittany Hogan being able to have it on a plate at the back of that scrum, and it takes, you know, the full 8 to manage that. You know, tenacity around the pitch to win the ball back. We see Claire Bowles do it there. We see Maeve Clenaghan do it earlier. You know, so huge team efforts. Line out maybe needs sorted out for next week. That'll be something maybe they'll focus on. But tactically really good, technically, you know, kicking down, pinning Brython Thunder back. Brython Thunder probably be disappointed that they didn't get the opportunity to have more ball in hand, because when they did, they were effective.
So the Wolfhounds, 7 tries in all, dominate at the Kingspan Stadium in Belfast. Katie Corrigan stealing the show with 4 tries. Full time here. Wolfhounds 41, Brython Thunder 10.
Cheers, buddy. Cheers, Chubbs. Thanks for that. Well done. How long was that second half? Do you have actual time on it? No. 15 minutes. Oh.